Hello everyone. My name is Peter. Welcome to the true stories being shared here. Please sit back and listen to today's story. I'm leaving my family. I'm writing this with a mix of fear and anxiety. I'm the youngest, 22, in a family of 5. I'm 30, I'm 28, F28 twins, and F25. My parents are deeply religious and we live in Utah. Growing up, everything had to be done perfectly. Grades, appearance, social activities, even friends. Unlike my siblings, I was never interested in math and science. I was always the writer, the artist. I remember once, when I was 13, I drew a picture of a dove on a snowy field and won first place in a competition. I told my parents, and they were furious that I had wasted time on something so useless when I should have been studying. I still got straight A's in every class. My mother barely spoke to me, always seeming to resent me, and I never understood why. My father burned the drawing to remind me of what was truly important before confiscating all my art supplies until I became more responsible with my time. I can remember it being this way for as long as I can recall. I worked full-time and started working at McDonald's at 15 to save every penny I could. My father took half my paycheck as tithing to teach me what it meant to be an adult. I applied to several colleges, but my parents told me they wouldn't support my tuition like they did for my siblings because they believed sending me to college would be a waste of money. So I snapped. I was tired of being the black sheep just because I liked art more than math and science. And then I overheard them talking when I woke up in the middle of the night about the perfect man they had found who was willing to take me in. Through our church. I was terrified, so I'm leaving. I've saved up a decent amount of money, and I'm leaving the country. I've secured a remote job doing freelance design, and I've had my passport since I was young because our family used to travel abroad for vacations. I'm not taking anything but a change of clothes, my laptop, and the important documents I took from my father's office. I've booked a flight that leaves in 5 hours, and I'll never come back. I'm not even taking my phone because I need a new number anyway. My best friend, God bless her, has set everything up and has everything ready because I couldn't give my parents any warning. She also snuck out some of my more important things that I couldn't keep at home. She's parked down the street, and I'll bring my small suitcase to her. I don't know how they'll react to this, and I'm scared they'll try to pull me back or hunt me down. They've been asleep for over an hour, but I'm too anxious to sleep. I don't know if I'll be able to update, but I just hope they don't stop me. Update 1. Oh, so much has happened recently that my head is spinning. I'll start with the good part of the update, before moving on to the less enjoyable bits. So I was advised to remove the destination from my post, so all I'll say is that I'm currently in South Africa, and it's amazing. The food is incredible, and one of the posters here messaged me, suggesting I try a bunny chow, an authentic curry in a bread bowl, and it was phenomenal. I've been chatting with a hotel employee who is about my age, and we've really hit it off. She took me to a local mall to buy some new, better clothes. At least I'm used to wearing skirts, so that doesn't bother me, and they're so light and airy, unlike many of the heavier fabrics in US skirts. She also told me to always shake out my shoes every morning, just in case. I've started looking for apartments, and they're shockingly affordable, almost absurdly low compared to the sky-high prices in the US. Like $81 and for a studio with a loft and kitchenette. So, yeah, housing won't be an issue, and shopping for a home is kind of strange. For myself, after always living with my parents. Now on to the less pleasant part. I finally opened the emails and decided it was best to deal with them. My father's email was full of rage. There's no other way to describe it. He said that by irresponsibly running away like I did, I cost them a friendship with the man they had arranged for me. He never admitted that they basically sold me off to a 53-year-old man. My father said that because social ties had been damaged and they'd been embarrassed by my actions, I owe them around $85,000 and in compensation. He also claimed he would take me to court if I didn't pay the full amount within 30 days and return home because clearly I can't be trusted. I plan to ignore it because I believe he's bluffing. He ended his email/tirade with, "You belong to me, and I will not tolerate such defiance when we have provided you with a roof over your head and cared for you your entire life. You have never been the child we expected. It's time for you to make up for your shortcomings. I expect you home within 2 weeks." Yeah, no. My siblings' emails were basically carbon copies of my father's, chastising me for throwing our parents' efforts in their faces before running away like a coward who doesn't want to face the consequences of my actions. I skimmed through them honestly before deleting them. Nothing I didn't expect. However, my sister-in-law, married to my oldest brother, sent her own email before asking me not to reply because she would erase all signs that she'd sent it from her end. She congratulated me for stepping out on my own and escaping my parents and their demands. She said she didn't have the willpower to stand up to our parents when they essentially promised her to my brother. This made sense as I remember they met and married within 6 months, and even then I thought it was odd. She begged me not to return and not to respond. That's it. Honestly, I'm a bit worried because I believe her, and I'm sad that she's stuck like she is. The last email was from my best friend. She said that the morning after I flew out, my parents showed up at her door demanding to see me. Apparently, they believed I was hiding out with her. They wouldn't leave, screaming that I should stop pretending I wasn't there. The police were called. It was loud enough, but they only had a brief chat with my parents before letting them leave. This really angered my friend, who wanted them arrested for threats and trespassing. The police simply stated that there was no behavior warranting an arrest and charges. Before leaving, she doesn't know when they realized I wasn't at her house, but thankfully they haven't returned. However, word has spread about me running away from the safety of my parents' home, and that they want me to return because they're worried and afraid of what might happen with me out in the world alone. The church ward actually conducted a search around the area to find me. I don't know what they'll do from here, but they don't know I left the country, let alone the state. My friend has no intention of telling them, and neither do I. As far as I'm concerned right now, they can wonder forever. I don't think I'll be giving up my US citizenship because there might come a day when I need it, and it's better to be safe than sorry. But I have full plans to gain dual citizenship as soon as I can. That's it for now, nothing else yet, but if anything changes I'll let you know. I want to thank all of you for your comments and private messages. It feels like I have friends and family on my side, and I can't tell you how much that means to me. Truly, thank you all. Update 2. So much advice and support from everyone, I can't thank you enough. With all the comments and questions, I thought I'd answer them here and explain what's happened since my last post. Ironically, the reason I use math instead of just saying math comes from my mother, who's British and met my father in the UK when they were 22. So I picked it up naturally, and my siblings say it that way too. Thank you for bringing the TikTok videos to my attention, but why they changed my name, I don't know. I've reported them, but we'll have to see if they take the videos down, or at least edit them. Second, everyone asks why I chose South Africa and Johannesburg of all places due to its dangers. I understand the risks, but nowhere on this planet is without danger. Africa is vast and incredibly diverse, and finding someone will be difficult, and because those videos got so much attention, I've sadly left Johannesburg. I'm far away now, but still clearly in Africa. The area I'm in now is extremely safe and highly recommended by many. Settling here will be comfortable, and the people are amazing. I might even attend university here and earn a degree. I haven't replied to the emails, but I've saved them, printed copies, and laminated them just in case. I'm not giving up my US citizenship, and my passport is valid for another 8 years. I don't hate religion, whatever it may be. In my eyes, a person's relationship with God is incredibly personal. If someone connects with him through camping or hiking long drives, listening to music, acts of service, that's their choice, and in my view, it's just as valuable as sitting in a pew. Maybe even more so when they're being true to themselves instead of putting on a false front for the public. I'm choosing to ignore any further emails from my family, except for printing them out as a precaution. They've been calling my friend repeatedly, who's been having a bit of fun with them. The first time your dad called and yelled at me to hand you over, I pretended to be scared and gave him your location, which sent him to a strip club. He called back furious, saying I humiliated him, and I just hung up on him. She does this every time they call, each time giving a different location. Her favorite was sending my parents to a nudist retreat, where apparently my mother fainted. My friend is planning to move and eventually join me, but she'll be bouncing around a bit to make sure they don't track her to me. I finally read an email from my uncle, but it was just a copy of my father's message with an added note that he and his colleagues would be searching for me to bring me home safely before I get into trouble or get hurt. I am being extra cautious and know better than to wander down dark alleys or deserted places. That's all I have for now. If anything changes, I'll let you know. It warms my heart to see and read how many people are on my side and standing by me. I've started printing out everyone's messages and comments to keep in a folder so I can look back at them later. Truly, thank you all, and I mean that. Update 3. Hi everyone, it's been a while since my last update, and a few things have happened, so my friend told me I needed to share because apparently, people still support me. I've settled in here a bit more and am currently enjoying the joys of paperwork. Oh, so much paperwork. I've purchased an apartment, and though it's a 2-bedroom, one room is for my friend when she joins me. I've made a few local friends here, and am starting to stand on my own a bit. The biggest challenge I face is dealing with the discomfort of not knowing all those unspoken rules, like I did in the US. So I constantly second-guess myself, but hopefully, that will fade over time. So, the family. My family has figured out that I've left the state. How they did that, I'm not sure. However, they seem convinced I'm still on the continent of the United States. My friend is an artist who does caricatures, and while she doesn't make much, she makes enough to live comfortably. She's about to leave, and decided to send my parents a farewell gift. She didn't tell me about this until recently. She spent hours carefully drawing my parents as they visited each location she sent them to, including their reactions, and each scene ended with the phrase, "Obeyed, obeyed, obeyed, that's all folks." Sadly, I've never seen those Looney Tunes. When naming it, she said she portrayed my father as a coyote. I'm still not 100% sure what that means, but she says others will get it. She's ordered me to watch it. Maybe someday. She'll be joining me around October 9th after taking a few detours. Everything she hasn't sold has been placed in secure storage, including the things she's been holding for me. The biggest revelation came after my father. He seems to have broken down after I never responded to him. He got into a fight with my mother at church and spilled a lot of things. Among them, according to some, was that my mother had cheated on my father, which resulted in me, I guess that's why she never liked me, because I was a reminder of her mistakes. My father took her back despite that, but there it is. It caused a big stir in the war, and meetings have been held, though obviously, I don't know what was said or done. I may never know, honestly. I'm trying to move on, and even thinking about getting a tattoo. Part of me really wants to, while another part points out that if I change enough and my father finds me, he won't want me anymore. That's really all for now. I'm not sure if there's anything else to share, but if anything happens, I'll let you all know. Thanks for all the messages and comments. I've read every single one. And it means more to me than you'll ever know. Update 4. Hi everyone. Sorry this update took so long. When my friend arrived, things got really busy. She's settling in, and it's such a relief to have her here with me, as it gives me a sense of security I didn't really have before. We've been spending time building new routines, finding a new normal, I guess. that works for both of us. It's a challenge, but at the same time, things are so different day to day that it helps the days not feel monotonous or dull together. One of the older neighbors I've been talking to a lot since I moved here invited both of us to spend Christmas with her and her family. They're having goat meat as the main dish, which is a bit different, but I'm really excited to try it. It's strange not seeing Christmas trees everywhere, but it's still a new thing, so it's not as widespread here. But her granddaughter is teaching me and my friend some dances we'll be doing, as Christmas here is more like a festive party and gathering, rather than a slow day focused on gifts. Oddly enough, even in my family, we only ever got 3 gifts each. One for the body, one for the mind, and one for the soul to honor the Holy Trinity, according to my parents. Last year, I think I got a new Sunday dress, a physics textbook, and a new journal to write scripture in. After opening gifts, each of us would return to our rooms until dinner was ready, usually prepared by my mother and me. However, here, they're planning to do our hair, have dancing and music, along with food and laughter. Gifts are still given, but you spend more time with the people around you rather than focusing on material things. I am excited. I've decided to let go of my family now. I've gotten so many questions about why I haven't reported or confronted them, and the answer is simple and might seem a bit childish, but the thought of facing them like that terrifies me. I don't want to be near them, talk to them, or think about them. I'm genuinely scared that trying to bring justice will only drag me back into the mess I ran away from. I'm 22, but I'm so afraid of my family. So I'm not doing anything to them. I just want to pretend, even for a little while, that my life isn't chaotic and messed up, if that makes any sense. I don't know where I'll be a year from now, but somehow, that thought doesn't scare me. I'm happy, truly happy, and excited to see where things go from here. Thank you, everyone. I really mean that. Looking back, it's amazing how much things have changed, and I still have so much more to do. I know there are people here from all over the world, and I'd love to hear about your holiday traditions. I don't care if it's not Christmas. I just want to hear what you do at this time of year and your traditions. I'm trying to figure out my new normal and what I like, so I'd love any suggestions for food, music, dances, anything really.